What's going on, y'all? 11:04 p.m. Got a nighttime, I guess you could say, walk and talk, workout reflection. I was getting my workout in after getting off from the part-time. I got a little slight walk in this morning, but it's been a busy day, busy week. Honestly, it's been a busy time since I took off that week from work. I regret it, and it's kind of part of the reason why I don't be taking off multiple days, because you come back to everything going crazy. But hope y'all week is going good so far. I know we only on day 2. It's been a busy week for me so far as well. But tonight was on my mind. I want to talk about a place that I've grown to love for, that I've met a good amount of great people from, and that's Pompano Beach, exit 36, aka the Noya, aka Pompano, known for many reasons. Down here locally, maybe known for some unfortunate reasons. But I just wanted to talk about this, as I've been talking about on other stuff as it relates to kind of community and whatnot, right? But Pompano is a place that I moved to in 2019. And I've been saying by accident, and even Florida, just ending up in Florida by accident. But I've been replacing it with actually, as a purpose of why I probably ended up there. But I got here in 2019, and I was in Fort Lauderdale. And I remember, asking the lady at the desk, places to move to. I'm looking for apartments. I'm looking for something near this address because I didn't want to be too far from my job. So it's funny. The first thing she said was, whatever you do, don't move to Pompano. That's what she said out of her mouth, right? And I'm just like, what? What's wrong with Pompano? And she was just like, she had this face like, So the apartment I went to go look at happened to be, it was right on the borderline of Pompano, like the original apartment. But I ended up going to the one right across the street, which was part of Pompano. It was a new development, all that, right? Nice inside. But when you came outside them gates, you got Pompano. We was right next to Collier City. Man, it was so funny because I remember when I first moved in, I'm riding through, and I was talking about this on exit 36 with Lou, gangster comedian. And I was like, yeah, I kind of peeped early, like, man, it's called Pompano Beach, but this is not a beach town vibe around here. It was definitely giving off Southeast DC summertime summer nighttime vibe. So, make a long story short, I ended up meeting a couple of people from there, specifically my boy Joe Holly, better known as Holly. But we ended up connecting and building a great friendship. I just was with Holly the other day, man. That's like my dog. And him. Got a shout out now. Now's not from Pompano, but she lived in Pompano. Shout out to Joe the trainer, Lou, gangster comedian, True Witness Apostolic Church, who else? Sammy, former councilwoman, community leader Cindy Floyd, a handful of people that Rod Nail, my barber, he from Pompano, but I've been meeting great people from there. But I say this to bringing up Pompano is, Pompano has a unfortunate history of violence. They were impacted heavy by the Flocka drug that impacted South Florida and other communities across the nation. But specifically with Pompano is that recently there was an incident where there was a shooting at the corner store in Pompano over in Collier City. And it's the same corner store where I met Joe at. Holly, we met at that corner, so that's when we first met, built a friendship from there. And we've been locked in ever since. This is October 2019. It might have been the top of 2020. I can't recall, but I want to say October 2019. And, there was a shooting at the store. A young lady lost her life. Another man lost his life. And 2 other people were wounded. And I was told this is due to a nearby neighborhood feud. And it's between the, younger people, which most of all this stuff is. I ain't gonna say most of the stuff. I'm not gonna put all that on the young people, but a lot of these feuds with a lot of the gunplay back and forth and just shooting in the crowds is typically between some of the younger people. They got whatever they got going on in the streets, right? So when I first seen this news, I was like, dang, that's a corner store I used to go to when I lived on that side. That's where I met Joe at, and whatever. I never was like in and out there because it's a very active corner store, if you know about that corner store. But, it's right up the street and you got everything you need. And like I said, that's where I met a good man at and whatnot. So when I first seen the news, he the first person I thought of. And I was happy to find out that bro was good. Bro was safe. Him and his, boys were safe as well. But, the news article and the story just, for many reasons, I just mentioned, it threw me off just thinking about Joe. Thinking about, damn, what if I was going in there just to get something and coming right back out? Because look at the innocent people that lost their lives. And the young lady that lost her life, man, she was pregnant. And she got shot, but she actually died from a heart attack. And they said that she was trying to conceive all this time, man, and that ended up happening. But fast forward to that, man, that case been sitting on my heart, and it's going back to just talking about Pompano. As I said, this is a place that I moved into and met people in the community. And I know I've grown a love for the community because it is similar to a DC and, Northeast DC and Southeast and Southwest parts where I spent time at growing up and had friends and family. And it's similar circumstances and similar challenges, that we face. And like, for those who know me, man, wherever I go, I don't care if I'm in Cali, Vegas, I've done Baltimore, Virginia, I'm going to always have a heart and a concern. Ain't my fellow man for my fellow black man. Yeah, I care about everybody too, but specifically with African-American men and African-American people. So as I've been down here, I continue to learn the makeup and, the makeup of the communities and learn how things kind of operate, because everything is different, especially coming from a city like DC. And, down here in Florida, it's way different type of times. But going back to that story, the other night, tonight, I'm tired. Tonight, I met the family of one of the victims from the corner store. So I met the dad, the mom, and two of the siblings, and I want to say the grandson, baby, a baby. And we was talking, and we should start talking about Pompano life. And I was in the back working, so I happened to walk across just to go to the back, and I stopped and asked him if he needed help. And this conversation just went into a long conversation about the need for action, the need for change. And one thing I always talk about this part-time job, right? It's just to look at it as a suit store, you help them. Nah, this job, changes my life every day because, you get two things, right? You get a sense of joy and excitement when you could come in there and you could help a brother get ready for his wedding, help a brother get ready for prom, help a brother get ready for a job promotion, job interview. I think just me having that community mind and people-centered mind, it all goes back to that. But that's essentially what it is. And it honestly allows me to do my job well and easy, and it doesn't feel like work because it's like I'm just essentially going to always connect with people and vibe with people. And it's bigger than buying a suit. It turned into a conversation, and I done met people there and people that are eventually come on the podcast and all those type of things, right? But I also always get humbled when I'm working because you may think you're having a bad day, and then like tonight, you got somebody coming in there, got an older black man coming in to bury his son, or, you got an older black man coming in to get funeral, get clothes for the funeral. You got a mom coming in there, see the pain in her eyes, you feel the energy that she about to bury her baby boy or her baby girl or husband, whatever, right? So you deal with that. So when he came in, he even said, man, I don't think we met by accident. We just started building, man. We started building and talking. And I was telling him where I'm from and what I got going on and, my connects in Pompano and how I'm trying to move forward and do stuff in Pompano and give back and make an impact. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to connect you with this person and, all those type of things, right? And this kind of goes back to the other episode where I say that everything I've been asking for and manifesting and praying for has been happening day by day, night by night. And I'm saying praying for and manifesting is like I've been telling y'all, I just been asking for more exposure. I've been asking for more exposure to be able to walk in my gift. I've been asking for more exposure to be able to make the same impact that I made in DC, the same impact that I made at Delaware State, the same impact that I made at Taos, wherever I've been, it's always about the money, right? It's always about the next level. But deep down inside, at the end of the day, you can't run from who you are. For me, it's going to always be about the people. And, I wanted to talk about just Pompano Beach and shed some light on, if y'all been following me, seeing the interviews, we've had people on there from the community. Shout out to Principal Williams up at Blanche Ely. I'm going to start mentoring up there soon. Shout out to Broward County Public Schools. Went through that process to get approved to be a mentor. And, shout out to Kay. She works at Broward County Schools. She's coming on the podcast Saturday. Nielle's coming on Saturday. She got a community nonprofit that she leads over in Pompano. I met her at the gun violence forum. So I'm saying this all to say, too, as I shared, these are always fresh thoughts, but, man, you got to lead where you at. No matter where you at, you got to lead where you at. Specifically, black people, black communities, black cities, whatever. Wherever we at, try to reach back and help as much as you can. And I think sometimes we think that helping has always got to be formal, always got to be something big. It could be a simple conversation. Like, I ain't know, the relationship like me and Joe built. I didn't know how deep it was until, like, I was about to, we're moving back to D.C. for that year. And, he gave me, like, a gift, a Lamar Jackson jersey, his signed jersey from Louisville. But I'm saying I didn't know how deep it was because, like, how me and him built the friendship, it was just solid energy, right? But he telling me, like, nah, bro, I see how you move, what you be doing, all this type of stuff, right? So I say that to say, too, is that, like, you never know how you impacting somebody, how you inspiring somebody. It don't got to be through a formal mentorship. It don't got to be through a fancy title. It could just be through how you show up every day or how you show up every time you encounter somebody for a quick, small conversation. You know what I mean? Even shout out to my boy JT Pompano, never good man. Like, so I want to shout these people out because, wherever you go, you are who you are. You feel how you feel. You got your ways about your things you care about, right? But I ain't grow like a love for Pompano just because of, it reminds me of DC, the food, the beach. Like, nah, I've grown to love because I also met people from there that I've grown love for, and they've also made me, appreciate it as well. Like I said, wherever you at, you got to lead and you got to be who you are. So whatever's in your backyard, those issues you should be trying to tend to, whether that's through your job, whether that's through on the ground level. Like, I went to the health equity meeting at YMCA last week. Shout out to Dr. O, some people from the health equity team. And, I was telling them, like, my role, like, hey, I know I'm like the HR guy here. You're probably like, what are you doing here? But it's like outside of this role, outside of that 9 to 5, man, the real human resources for me is my people. You know what I mean? And literally, whatever resources and whatever inspiration, influence, anything that I could do to get back to black people and black communities, man, I'm all for it. Like, and I'm like fully committed in with it here, where I know I'm fully committed in with it here because, like, I'm trying to look up Spanish classes. I'm trying to look up Creole classes, right? Because it's like, all right, if I'm going to be a leader in these communities, people say you got to be able to speak their language. Literally here, you got to be able to speak some people's language and understand, their background and understand some of those type of things. So, yeah, man, I'm wrapping up this walk. I got a long night. I still got so much editing to do for the podcast. I got to go wash clothes. Got some pending stuff for work. And anybody know me, I'm a night owl, so I'm always up. But saying all this to say is that, man, you got to lead where you at. You know what I mean? Lead from where you at. Always know wherever you at, whatever city you in, there's some type of underserved community. And the honest truth and unfortunate thing is that it's always us. It's always African Americans that get the short end of the stick, no matter where you at. So wherever you at and whatever you got going on and how you progressing, just sit back and look and say, how can I help? And before you help, just sit back and look and observe. All you got to do is watch the news. All you got to do is cut the TV on, and see what needs to be done over there. And, another thing I say, I've worked in a lot of communities, navigated through a lot of communities. One thing about Pompano, but I think Florida, I ain't going to say Pompano, South Florida in general, and it kind of goes back to reminding me of D.C., like what you see is what you get down here. When you go to the hoods and you talk to people from here, man, you just getting straight, unapologetic, straight Floridian, probably mixed with some Caribbean background. You know what I mean? You got a lot going on in one, but, man, it's all love. It's all love, and I'm happy for the future that I could see, down here, specifically in Pompano. Like, I don't know what God got planned for me, but I know he got something planned because the way he been connecting these dots, the people he been sending in my life, the feelings and the intention he been putting on my heart and on my mind, I know it's only right, So, man, I'm about to get ready to wrap this up, y'all. Try to knock some stuff out so I could be asleep by 1, 2 a.m. But, man, shout out to Pompano, shout out to the Noya, shout out to Broward County, man. And we definitely want to pray for that family both families well, actually even both, 4. 2 were tragic, and the other 2, they got shot, but they were survived, but still impacted by that. But definitely want to shout out to those that were impacted, by this stuff that, man, just unfortunately continues to happen over and over again. And that's Pastor Ryan Johnson, who I met tonight. So shout out to the Johnson family. We're going to pray for y'all, and have a moment of silence for those 2 that lost their lives at the Cornerstone Pompano. So y'all already know, I always say, hustle plus faith equals success. So wherever you at, whatever community behind you, whether it's your community, whether you're new to it, whether you don't know nothing about it, just open your ears, open your eyes, and get on your feet by any means. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Thank you for tuning into Dreams by Any Means Motivation Station, where hustle plus faith equals success. Stay tuned for the next episode.